feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, and chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas chuck y'all gang in the air for all the bitch niggas y'all done tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die.
I really don't think anyone's
Yeah, I feel like I join the choir. Shit, I should go to church. Amen. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, and chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. What you know about losing your best friend, or losing your best man, losing your blood brother from a sister, wishing you can free him again. All the real niggas put y'all hands in the air for the real niggas y'all can lost. All the real niggas chuck y'all gang in the air for all the bitch niggas y'all done tossed. Man, this shit got real crazy, feel like we losing niggas on the daily. All I had tears in my eyes, anger said somebody need to die. I was trying to get some get back, they killed my homie of a bitch, nigga. I be down, won't get my get back. Let's crack a look at me wrong, that boy about to get his shit pushed back. I think I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, it was wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir. Cause we was sinning, we was hanging in the field. We had Glocks with extensions, man, that chicken got real wicked and tricky, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. Oh, we was sinning, yeah. I think that I'ma join the choir.
Welcome to the Too Much Moxie podcast. I am your humble host, Too Much, and I'm definitely in the building. What's going down? What's going down? What is going down? How's everybody doing this morning? We about to get started, man. We about to unpack this, man. Y'all see the thumbnail. It's obvious White Lives Matter. Kanye West parades around with the White Lives Matter t-shirt on with Candace Owens in the background. Y'all see her? Candace Owens. The internet is going crazy. He did an interview with Carlson Tucker, Fox News. The internet is going crazy, right? When Kanye West does anything, the internet goes crazy. And then recently he's been shut down here on Instagram, maybe 24-hour jail, I don't know, banned for anti-Semitic comments. We're going to unpack this, man, and we're going to get into it. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're betting against Ye, don't do it. Don't do it. Y'all need to support this brother. Y'all need to pray for this brother. Y'all need to get on code with this brother, man, because he's doing some amazing things. You know, Kanye West, man, let me tell you something, man. Kanye West is misunderstood, and he's being made to be misunderstood. You understand what I'm saying? He's being made to be misunderstood. It's not for you to understand yet. It's for you to get riled up, you know, because he's king of controversy. You know, Ye is going to do some Ye stuff. And Ye's going to do some Ye stuff. So y'all just got to be a little bit more patient. Y'all can't be so quick to throw darts at the boy, Kanye. Y'all can't be so quick to throw darts because y'all don't know what he's doing. See, the genius behind Kanye, right, is everybody think he's crazy. Everybody think he's mentally ill. But in my opinion, Ye's probably one of the most woke people on the planet. He's privy to things that normal people aren't privy to. He's seeing things that everyday people, you know, you're not in Ye's circle, man. You're not a billionaire. You don't hang around the people he hangs around with. You got to hear this guy, man. You got to hear the arrogance in this guy's voice. You got to hear when Ye speaks. He almost talks as if he's a god. You understand what I'm saying? You know, he's really walking around like he's free. You know, he said you're not free until you're a billionaire. That's what Ye said. Ye said you're not free until you're a billionaire. Well, we about to find out. We are about to find out. We are about to find out. Let me play a quick video, man. Play a quick video. Then we're going to get back. Probably play a few videos. Then we're going to get back to it. Get to the monologue. I'm going to bring up my co-host, my panel. And we about to unpack this because it's obvious, right? White Lives Matter. So why would you wear a White Lives Matter shirt? What was Ye's thinking? What was Ye's mindset, right? What was it all about? Carlson Tucker interview. We're about to jump into it. Let me play a quick video, do a monologue, bring up the panel, and let's unpack this.
From the haters, got a nice ring to it. I guess every superhero need his theme music.
The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
I want to scream so loud for you, 'cause I'm so proud of you, and let me tell you what I'm about to do, mama.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know. Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
I think that this idea, this concept of mental health being this big subject is straight up media propaganda to diminish people that are not coloring inside the lines.
Not coloring inside the lines, right? Y'all don't see the genius in Ye, man. I see a lot of people online, man, just attacking this brother. It's like you're sheep, man. You're all sheep. Sheep led to the slaughter, man. This is the only, I mean, I don't care if you don't like Ye. You know, Ye's a little socially awkward, man. We know that. Ye is socially awkward as hell, man. Look at the way he looks, the way he has this blank stare, right? He just kind of looks out into the crowd. He kind of just looks through you. He's kind of looking past you. He's kind of looking at you like you don't even exist, right? You catch him in these funny moments, right? Where he's just looking weird. He's socially awkward. But the brother is free. The brother is free. I don't care if you don't like Ye. I don't care if you don't understand Ye. Can you make $1 billion? Can you become a billionaire? Can you run in the circles he run in? Can you survive the circles? Can you walk in Ye's shoes? Can you? Can you walk in Ye's shoes? That's what I want to know. Can you walk in his shoes? Because we about to unpack this, man. Let me get to the monologue real quick, man. Then we about to get into it. Let me get to the monologue real quick. I'm going to defend Kanye West and Candace Owens' actions during Paris Fashion Week when they wore White Lives Matter t-shirts. I'll even break down the double standards of when Black people wear the type of shirt compared to white people. In order to fully understand this, we have to start with the origins and meaning of the phrase Black Lives Matter. The phrase was created by 3 Black women, Alicia Garza, Patrisse Cullors, and Opal Tometi in 2013. They wanted to start a movement that would help bring awareness of how police treat Black people differently than they do white people. We, the people, should disavow Black Lives Matter movement. Why? They violated Black laws that were passed in America. White people give them money, train them, and they do not follow the Black laws of America. They do not follow the code. They're not on code. They're not codified Black folks. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not codified Black folks. White people give them money, train them, and they do not follow what at foundation of Black Americans. They don't follow the foundation of Black American code, if I should say that. Candace Owens is the most influential Black person right now. One of them, at least. She's been used by Kanye, right? Kanye just using her. She's empowered by whites as she smells white privilege, right? This is the group who say they want Black liberation, and they do everything to stop Blacks from being free in every way. See, they don't mind Black people. They don't mind Black. They don't mind FBA. They don't mind Black people. But they want to control us. And Kanye's just letting us know, hey, man, you're being controlled. You're being controlled. You're being controlled on every level through entities, through systems, through colorism. You are being controlled. And no one's even getting that. Let me bring up my panel. Let me bring up my co-host. We got a co-host in the back. We got the big Walter down there, man. We about to unpack this, man. I needed some help with this, man. So we about to unpack this. Bring up my co-host. There you go. There you go. What's going on with you today,
What's going
sir?
on, brother? Another beautiful day.
Another beautiful day, man. Man, can you help me unpack this, man? We gotta go in on this, man. I don't know. Were you able to see the interview, the Carlson Tucker interview on Fox?
Oh, no, I was at work at the time.
Okay. Let me see this. We got decline that. Phone coming off. Man, let me tell you, man. Let me answer this question. Before we start, what are your thoughts and your opinions on the brother Kanye? How do you see Kanye?
Well, I mean, like they said, Kanye is a genius, but to me, he's like that when you see those stories or TV shows where somebody was a hero and then they seen all the crazy stuff in the world and then they became a villain and then it took another hero to come along to overtake them, because I think Kanye realizes something. He realizes the state that Black people can't unite, that it's being the same. And I think he's trying to be the slave master now, because he's like, you know what? Black people aren't coming together. I don't want to give the power to white supremacists. So let me be the slave master. Let me use my tactics for it. So just in a nutshell, that's what it seems like to me.
Interesting. So he's saying, listen, y'all can't unite. So I'm gonna unite y'all under me, whether y'all want to or not.
Right.
You know what? There's some truth in that, man. I can definitely see that, man. You know, let me tell you something, man. When you are a narcissist And I'm not calling Kanye a narcissist, but I am going to reference that to him to a certain extent because of his belief and what he thinks and how he feels and how right now no one can change his mind. Right now, no one can give him guidance. Right, that's the problem with Kanye. No one can guide Kanye. No one can tell Kanye, "Hey, man, you're going down the wrong path." Kanye believes what he believes, and that's it. And that's dangerous, right? That's dangerous because you can't be told, you can't be controlled. No one can whisper in your ear. You know, he believes that his thoughts and his opinions are above yours. And one of the things is you're never gonna out argue Kanye because you're not a billionaire, right? You're never gonna out argue Kanye because he's always gonna hold that above you. Why am I talking to you? You're not Ralph Lauren. You're not Elon Musk. You're not any of these guys who he feels are on his level or he's above their level, right? Kanye West has he knows what he knows. He knows what he knows.
But
And I'm not
that
saying that he's always right. Go ahead.
but that helps him though because the people are playing right into that because there's some people that said some profound things to Kanye, but because they wasn't a billionaire, the Kanye didn't care. Like the people didn't back them. People still kept on buying Kanye's things because what's that newscaster? The guy, the journalist from TMZ, he said something cool to Kanye after Kanye did that thing years ago on the stage where he was like, Beyonce is the greatest. You know, after his mother died, Jay Leno, I believe it was, Jay Leno tried to say, hey, man, if your mother wasn't around, would she be cool with that? And he had to sit and think for about it for a minute. So people are always, but see, that's why he's doing what he's doing. People are going to always back money over intellect, money over the right thing. And he realizes that. That's why he's as spoiled as he is.
Okay. You know what I think? I think see, I try to listen to Ye. I try to decipher. You know, that's the genius in Ye. To me, the genius in Ye is you have to decipher what he's trying to say, because he speaks in so much code. See, the genius in Ye is you think he's crazy. That's the genius in Ye. That's what the powers that be want you to believe, that Ye is crazy, that he's suffering mental health, that he's having relapses, right? They don't want his fans, right? Who can be fanatical even, right? They don't want his fans to actually take him seriously. Because the moment you take him seriously, you're no longer in the matrix. You're seeing the matrix for what it really is. And I think that's the genius. You know, Kanye West is in rebellion. I don't know if you notice a lot of times Kanye West talks about his father a lot now. In fact, I'm going to play some clips where he's going to be talking about his father. Kanye West is realizing that he had a narcissistic mother. Kanye West is realizing that his mother was leading him down the wrong path. She was loving him, but she wasn't doing what was best for him by separating from his dad. His mother kept him from his dad, and he's finally realizing that. And now he has a relationship with his dad, and he's giving his dad all this money, and they're doing all these things. And that's what you're seeing. You're seeing an effeminate man trying to become a masculine man.
From 3 years old, right?
Yeah. You're seeing a man who was raised by a woman, sheltered from his dad, raised by a woman, acting out in all these emotions, but coming under the realization of what's really been happening to him. He's kind of mentally diagnosing and healing himself the best way he knows how. Now Kanye West, you see what he thinks about mental health. I think similar to mental health. You know, most men, we don't run to therapy. Why? Why don't we run to therapy? Not because we don't want help. Not because we don't want help. But we know that, hey, man, we're not going to get the best advice in therapy, really, if we really think about the way the system is set up. We're not going to get the best. We're not going to get the advice that heals. We're going to get the advice that gives us mechanisms to cope. Coping mechanisms. So when you get into a little skedaddle, when you have an episode, they give you coping. They give you medication. And they give you coping mechanism, but they don't give you anything to fix or heal the problem. See, men know that we can heal ourselves. Men know that we can overcome trauma ourselves. Men know that by talking to other men, right? By getting that straight talk, right? By getting that straightening, by getting that clarity that we can only get from other men, logical men. Therein is how we can be healed. When we open up one to another, when we have these manospheres. See, I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to get some clarity, come on over to the manosphere. Come on over to this side. Come on over to the YouTube. Come on over to the Moxie channel, right?
Yes.
Where we're gonna tell you what's wrong. We're gonna diagnose you. You're dealing with this, sir. You're having red pill rage, or you're having this, you're having that. You're dealing with this. So you're dealing with provider stress syndrome. Let me help you. Let me pull you up out of that. And this is how you can do it. You have to return back to masculinity. And that's what Ye's trying to do. Ye's trying to return back to masculinity. Ye got new friends. He says, I no longer want to hang around the friends in Hollywood. All these liberals. I want to hang around with some men. I want to hang around different types of people. So you see him going over to the MAGA side. You see him having many conversations with Elon Musk. You see him changing his circle and doing things that might seem funny style to the typical everyday average American, especially the black man. You know, black people, we got to get out of this ignorance, man. And we got to start seeing things for what it is, man. We got to stop. We have to stop letting ourselves be controlled by these entities and these political parties, and we have to start taking back our own power. Now, I want to ask you this question, man, and then we're gonna get into the video, man. We're gonna get into the video or some of the video. I don't think we're gonna have time to really unpack this, man. One day, man, we're gonna have to do a Patreon where we just do like 2 hour, 3 hour on the Patreon, man, and we just unpack everything in this interview, because there's a lot, man. There's a lot, but I don't think we're gonna have time. It's already 11 o'clock, or about to be 11. I started a little later than I wanted to, but we're gonna try to get through this the best we know how. We're already 20 minutes into this thing, so let me play another quick video. This one's gonna be of Candace Owens, and then we're gonna go into the Carlson Tucker interview.
What were you about to ask me, though?
Okay, so what I was about to ask you is, I already asked you, what do you think about Kanye West, right? What are your thoughts about Kanye West? Actually, I forgot what I was about to ask you. I was talking, and it was just right here, and then it just left me. Like I know what I want to say, but I can't articulate it yet. I don't know. I hate when that happens.
It happens. Well, one thing I want to say that you said something profound. We do need the manosphere. The manosphere is one of the best therapies right now, because a lot of are being controlled by the left. I mean, I'm neither left nor right. I could point out pros and cons in the left and the right, but a lot of your therapists are at least out here in California, a lot of your therapists are left leaning, and the problem is that's what's sickening about male therapy right now. The campaign of male therapy that's being pushed out there, they're not wanting men to get therapy because of their health. They want men to get therapy because they think men have a problem. They want men to get therapy because they think men are perpetrators and and whatnot. They want men to get therapy because of the image that entities have pushed men to unfairly be. And that's the problem, because I'm not going to, as a man, I'm not going to go get therapy just because you or whatever entity says, hey, you men need help. You men need therapy. Men need to stop doing this to women. You men. No. Wait a minute. How are you going to assume that on me? How come I can't just get therapy because I want to be a decent man? Why does it have to be assumed that I'm a perpetrator when I go to get therapy? And so that's why a lot of men aren't getting therapy, and that's why we need the manosphere,
Right.
like you said.
That's right. That's right. And thank you for saying that, man. That's so true, man. So I think I remember what I was about to ask you, man.
Okay.
This is what I was about to ask you. Very simple. Do white lives matter?
In short, they do. But, like I said before, Kanye is doing the slave master thing. It's like if you leave the house and you tell your kids, hey, clean the kitchen because I need to do this, and that, and cook, clean the kitchen, blah, blah, blah. You come home, the kitchen isn't done. And they say, well, hey, I cleaned my room. The room matters. That has to be clean, right? Oh, I cleaned the garage or I cleaned the bathroom, but you didn't clean the kitchen. That's what's dirty. That's what I needed for when I get back. That's what needed the attention right now. And so, that's the diversion. And before we even get into this topic, we have to understand logic, things of speech, the art of deception. Whenever somebody uses a half truth to cover up the truth or something at hand, that lets you know that they got something else going on. And Kanye's done it many a times with his track record. He's caused controversy so he could sell something. He's caused controversy so he could take control of something. I'm not saying a lot of what him and Candace Owens says isn't right. They say a lot of right things, but they're skipping over a lot of things as well. So white lives do matter, right? But it shouldn't be something to overshadow the things that's going on with black people right now. They use blue lives for that, all lives for that, and white lives. And all of it's been used for other methods.
Okay, I like what you just said there, man, but I got to push back just a little bit, man.
Go ahead.
He sells. He definitely sells, man. He definitely, he's definitely king of controversy, right? He understands how to use controversy and get something good out of it. But I also believe this, that he also understands messaging. And he knows how to put out a message. And he knows how to cause up a stir and an uproar. He knows how to cause, he's very powerful. He's very influential, and he knows how to wield it, and he knows how to use it. I don't know if he knows how to use it to its full capabilities yet, but he's definitely learning. I think he's testing. I think right now he's testing. He's testing to see what he can do, what he can get away with, what he can accomplish. When he says, meet me at Fifth Avenue and such, he wants to see how many people is going to come, how many people are going to listen, how many people are just going to show up just so they can see, and how many people are going to show up and get involved, because he knows he's going to attract both. Now I got to do a quick bathroom break real quick. Let me put up this video, and when the video ends, just elaborate. I'm gonna bring up Candace Owens, and she's gonna talk about why she wore the White Lives Matter. So give me a minute. I gotta use this restroom. I should have done this before. But let me play this video. Walter, take it away, man. Take it over from me.
All right, I got you.
Thank you, sir.
It wasn't Kanye West that put the White Lives Matter t-shirt on first. You did. You did by intentionally ignoring what Black Lives Matter would actually mean if it was applied. It would mean taking a look at the real problem that is happening, which is our culture, a celebration of perversity pitched to us as if it's diversity. It's not. It is not diversity that we are celebrating. It is perversity. You think that it's something to be proud of. It's not. So when you say something like, oh, Candace Owens, we don't want you in our culture. You don't understand black culture. I have to keep reminding you that I don't want to be a part of this culture. I want to go backward. Your idea of progressivism is clearly regressive.
Yeah, I can't wait for Moxie to get back because that's the art of deception I'm talking about. They're using neglecting one situation to talk about another. Yeah, we have problems with black culture, right? But that doesn't overshadow what's going on globally, what's been going on historically, that leads to such a culture, the systematic issues that lead to such things. I mean, before we talked about, on the show, we always talk about how if you have a narcissistic mother, how you turn out later. So with this, it's no different. I mean, a lot of black people have a narcissistic government that often plays parent to them. And when they turn out a certain way, now everybody wants to point the finger at that. Everybody wants to point the finger at branches, but we need to get down to the root of things and see why certain behaviors started, why certain cultures started. Because a lot of things in the black culture right now haven't been started by black people. A lot of black things in the black culture right now that Candace Owens is saying is the problem has been an epidemic and something that's been swayed by white supremacy. If we really look at it, like look at hip hop, like how they complain in hip hop. The origins of hip hop was to help out your community and family. Now hip hop's become a capitalistic thing. It mirrors a lot of the teachings of white supremacy. So Candace Owens saying, oh, yeah, I don't want to be a part of your culture. Fine. I don't want to be a part of negative black culture either. But now can we get back to the topic? Can we get back to what we was talking about with police brutality? Can we get back to what we was talking about people being redlined and not being able to live in certain areas? And so, there go Moxie's back.
I'm back. I was listening, actually, man. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh, and that's basically it. So, so we need to talk about the roots and not talk about branches, because I mean, like I said before, like Kanye West and Candace Owens, they say a lot of good things. But at the same time, it's a lot of deceptive things. It's a lot of off-topic things. I
don't trust Candace Owens, man. She says some good things, but then she speaks a lot of white supremacist talking points. So there are some things that same thing with like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro says a lot of smart, a lot of educated, a lot of things that sound good. But he's also, his base is white supremacy. We know that. He's not shy away from that. You know what I'm saying? So you can only listen to them. You got to listen to them with a grain of salt, because what they're saying is not necessarily true. It's backed in facts, data, and statistics. So we have to give them points for that. But at the same time, we have to understand who their audience is. Right. Who is Candace Owens speaking to? Who is Ben Shapiro speaking to? We got to understand what their base is and what their audience is, and who are they? And most importantly, where do they get their money?
Oh yeah, Candace Owens was first picked up by, I believe, Turning Point USA, and then she was sponsored by a lot of other people. So that's her brand now. Like Candace Owens supporting white supremacy is her brand. And Kanye West, like I know you were saying he's a genius and he's trying to figure out, how many people will follow him. But that's my point. He's doing the same tactics as the government is doing. Because if we ask him, if we come down to it, what has Kanye West did when we ask, what has Republican, what has Democrat done for black people? Very little. They just swayed black people, right? What has Kanye West done for black people? Besides make some decent music, he's just swaying black people Because when it gets down to it, you know, you could say and do get followers, but I want to know, what are you really doing for the community?
I think we gotta wait, man. I think we gotta wait to see. I think the verdict is still out on this guy. I think this guy, you know, you understand, man. You know, he's still, you know, he is what, 46 now, 44, something like that. He's up there in age, 43, 44, something like that, right? He's up there. He's in his 40s. He's in our age. He's our age, right?
Yeah.
I'm 42, right? So he's around the age of us, right? But you gotta understand, a man doesn't come into he hasn't really come into his stride yet. You don't really come into your stride until you hit around 40. He almost peaked early, but he didn't really peak yet, because men don't start amassing their wealth until between about 40 to 60 years old. That's where we start double and quadruple and really getting into who we are. Kanye West is really now finally getting into who he is. He's realizing he used rap so he can be into fashion. You understand what I'm saying? That's his thing. He is an art. You know, if you ask Kanye, what does he often refers to himself as a Leonardo da Vinci type. He often refers to himself as a Picasso. He's a self-made genius. He declared himself to be a genius before anyone said he was a genius. You know, so he's faking it until he make it. Guess what? Who would have thought? I think what people are confused about is they see he comes from the Jay-Z branch, right? Jay-Z. And didn't Jay-Z do a rap where he talking about, you know, everybody mess with him, made billions, you know, Ye a billionaire, Rihanna a billionaire, you know, all these things, right? You know, his wife Beyonce's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. I guess them together combined, they're a billionaire of the family. But Ye, you know, to me, I just feel like you gotta say he's trying. He's throwing mud at the wall to see what sticks. That's Kanye's method. Let me start some controversy over here and then step back and see what happens. Let me play another video, man. Let me just play another video, and let's unpack a couple of these things. Now, I don't got it. You know, again, I messed up. I'm rushing. I didn't get this stuff in order like I want to. So if I play the wrong video, I'm just gonna stop it. But let's play a video here real quick.
Good morning, Donna. 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 Good morning. Good morning, Donna. 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 Good morning.
Everybody out there that wants to do anything that we can help with the setup, the way America is set up to help the poor, the black people, the less well off as slow as possible. I mean, Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that could help are at war right now, fighting another way, and they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
And subtle, but in even many ways more profoundly devastating, is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Please call.
In the past few days, America...
And they try to switch out real quick. See, this is classic Kanye. We can't forget that that's Kanye. Kanye is riding for black people. Kanye is riding. I truly believe Kanye is riding for us. He's trying to do stuff. He's trying to think. He's even trying to think for us. And maybe that's the problem, because he's such a, the narcissistic ways is real. When you feel like you're smarter than everybody else, you're more creative. When you feel like you're so much superior to everybody else, it does something to you. But this brother, you cannot knock this brother. He's a freaking billionaire. You cannot be a billionaire and come from where he came from. What story, what American story, what, you tell me, what person came from the family that Kanye had, which is most black people in America, and made it about and became a billionaire?
I mean, Kanye West, he had a little bit of a better life than most people did, because I mean, his mom, didn't she have her master's degree or something like that?
His mom was educated. She was an actress. She was making money. She wasn't broke.
And
She had, she was
yeah,
very.
and his dad was what, former Black Panther?
That was a former Black Panther, correct?
Yeah, and so he kind of grew up in this urban environment, which is good. They wanted his kid to stay out of the ghetto like that, and which is good. But I think, like you said, the jury's still out. I take it with I do like any man does. I take something with a grain of salt, because any man could come to you and say this and say that, but you really have to see that point. Just as a man, you got to see that point to where a man proves himself and shows himself who he is before you could actually put your trust in a man, in another man, so I want to see where it's going. Kanye West, he's always had that activist type thing to him, but I've noticed a change after his mother had died. And it kind of seems like the same people that got to Candace Owens kind of got to Kanye West, and is shifting that activism thing. I don't know if he's realizing it or doing it or what, but like I said before, it seems like he's trying to be the master in a certain way, but I want to try to see what kind of master. Is he trying to just take over to be the master, or is he actually trying to be a community leader? So the jury's still out. I mean, I want to see what's about to happen.
Yeah, and that's something. Always take what anybody says with a grain of salt, because you don't know, unless you're in Kanye's circle, you don't know his intentions. You don't know what he's really about. You only know what he's feeding to the public, right? You only know what he wants you to hear. You only know what we're allowed to hear, because we're not even getting the full message of Kanye. We're getting Kanye's message condensed. Even the video I'm about to play is 13 minutes long. We're not going to be able to play all of it, obviously, but it's been chopped up and edited to where you get what that editor think is the best of Kanye, not really what Kanye is fully saying in its intent. I'm gonna play another short video. I still got the 13-minute video, but I'm gonna play another short video real quick, and then we're gonna get
out there.
The wrong one. We're gonna get to
You
the
just
right
came
one.
from Paris Fashion Week. You just landed, and the lanyard's still on from it, and there's a photograph on it. What is that?
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life. I'm pro-life.
Boy, so you wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I don't care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
Now, when Kanye talks like that, we have to be careful with Kanye. Kanye and numbers, Kanye and facts don't always add up. He means well. He's making a point, but we oftentimes, somebody like Kanye, he doesn't have his facts 100%. It's around the ballpark, right? 50% of death, I don't believe, are abortions. Okay, I think that's just throwing out some numbers that's going to make you be like, if 50% of death was abortion, God dang it. I mean, I think we would see that. We would realize and know that, matter of fact, abortion would probably be illegal by now, if 50% of deaths were abortions. And, so we have to fact check that, he says these alarming things. And I think that's the problem with Kanye. you know, he says his facts are not always 100%. They're just ballpark figure-ish. And they're meant to be polarizing, so they make a point that causes you to actually be like, damn, I didn't know that. You know, I didn't think about it like that. So let me get to the video. Let me cue up the video here. And let's go into some of the real interview. Let me do a share screen. I'm gonna do a share screen here. Let me blow this up. And let's go into it.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Kanye West, now known as Ye, is one of the best-selling musical artists in the world. He's also in recent years become a celebrated and very highly paid fashion designer. And of course, for a decade, he was well known to TV audiences as an in-law of the Kardashian family. But it's West's latest incarnation as a kind of Christian evangelist that brought us to his office in Los Angeles today for the interview you're about to see. Days ago, during Fashion Week in Paris, West, accompanied by his friend Candace Owens, unveiled a T-shirt that read simply, "White Lives Matter." The response from the fashion industry and international media was instantaneous and uniform. Shock, horror, rage. There is no excuse for this, thundered the New York Times. It's just legitimizing extremism, shrieked Rolling Stone, etc., etc. What was strikingly missing from the coverage, however, was any explanation for why West did this. What was the T-shirt about? No one seemed to think to ask him, much less to listen to what he had to say. Instead, the enemies of his ideas dismissed West.
What's going on? What's going on? Can you hear me, Walter?
As they have for
years.
years.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Too crazy to take seriously. Look away. Ignore him. He's a mental patient. There's nothing to see here. But is West crazy? You can judge for yourself as you watch what we're about to show you. He has his own ideas. We can say that. People tend to. That's why they're artists, not actuaries. His free-form social media posts give the impression of a man channeling his rawest emotions right onto Instagram. The effect can be jarring and is often used as ammunition against him in the battle for influence over the minds of America's young people. And that battle is intense. But crazy? That was not our conclusion. In fact, we've rarely heard a man speak so honestly and so movingly about what he believes. But again, you can judge for yourself. Here it is.
So you just came from Paris Fashion Week. You just
I'm gonna stop it right there real quick because I want to comment something.
Photograph on it. What is that?
I want to comment real quick. Now we all know about Fox News. Carlson Tucker, you can like the guy, you can not like the guy. You know, there's a bunch of people on Fox I'm not really fans of, but sometimes, you know, here's what I know. They're good at spinning a narrative. And right now, Kanye is spinning a narrative that they want people to hear. So they're giving audience. So Carlson Tucker is using Kanye, right? Bringing him on a conservative platform. He's using Kanye to spread this conservative message. But on the flip side, Kanye is using Carlson Tucker to spread his message. Does that make sense? He's using, Carlson Tucker's using Kanye for the views, the influence, right? And to spread the narrative that the left is bad. Liberals are bad. And he's on this conservative platform. And Kanye is going to use this conservative platform to spread his ideology and views. Notice how when he asks him a question, he starts to babble. And that's where you have to find the truth. You know, even the Bible says this. The Bible says, cast your pearl not upon the swine. Right? Even the Bible talks about being codified, speaking in code, speaking in parables. And those who want to find the truth, those who want to find the nuggets, those who seek, they will find. So when you listen to Kanye, you almost have to understand that he's speaking in parables. He's speaking in randomness. He's pulling codified messages from here, from there, and trying to splice them and make it into a conversation. And it sounds like he's just switching, jumping back and forth, and you get confused. But I want you to pay attention and hear what Kanye is saying, because he's going to drop some nuggets and he's going to pull from many, many branches. And that there is a confusion. He's going to answer the question, but he's going to pull from many different branches to answer many different questions that he wants you to understand while he's answering the question. So let's play it. Let's go back and play it.
It's a photograph of a baby's ultrasound.
Why is that? And that you designed that?
Yes.
Why? What does that mean?
It just represents life.
We're going to skip this. You saw this video already,
you
right?
wear it on a badge. What kind of response do you get? And good, amen. I agree.
I care about people's responses. I care about the fact that there's more Black babies being aborted than born in New York City at this point. That 50% of Black death in America is abortion. So I really don't care about people's responses. I perform for an audience of one, and that's God.
I'm starting to see why they want to make you be quiet. When did you start to feel this way? When did you start to realize this?
I really felt like, I think I started to really feel this need to express myself on another level when Trump was running for office, and I liked him.
Yes.
And every single person in Hollywood, from my ex-wife to my mother-in-law to my manager at that time to, my so-called friends / handlers around me, told me, like, if I said that I liked Trump, that my career would be over, that my life would be over. They said stuff like people get killed for wearing a hat like that. They threatened my life. They basically said that I would be killed for wearing the hat. I had someone call me last night and said anybody wearing a White Lives Matter shirt is going to be greenlit, and that means that they're going to beat them up if they wear it. And I'm like, okay, green light me then. God builds warriors in a different way. I don't know if it's because of me being born in Atlanta and growing up on the south side of Chicago that, he made me for such a time like this.
Now, let me stop it there. We got some more to unpack here, but you see where he's going. Did you pick up on friends / handlers?
Well, yeah, I picked up on a lot of things, and I think that's the problem, because the right-wing people are more blunt with their stuff. The left-wing people are more undercover with their stuff. A lot of left people don't want to, they call people bullies, but they don't want to realize how much bullies they are, because they will bully somebody. Oh, you don't believe this? Oh, you're not a Democrat? You must be a Republican. Or you're not this? Oh, we're going to take your job away. Oh, this. And so I think Kanye was feeling that, because that's something that they talk about in the entertainment industry big time. You got a lot of people that just look at cancel culture and whatnot. And so I think Kanye felt that. And I think he had a lot of right-wing people and friends that was like, look, you don't need to be bullied like that. Come into our fold. And that's why he's developing some of the right-wing things. But he has to understand the problem with the right-wing things as well. So it's kind of difficult, because like what I've seen with what he was saying was the undercover bullying that you find in the left wing, that people want to act like is not going on.
Yes. No one wants to call out the liberals. They want to call out the right-wingers for their racism, right? Their blunt racism, because you're right. They're more open with it. There are a lot of racists. But here's what I can tell you about this, about conservative people who are conservative versus people who are liberal. See, people who are liberal, they just accept you because you're human. Oh, come right in. We accept you, man. Gay, straight, we don't care. We love you. Bad behavior and all. You want to twerk? Yeah, come on over here. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. We love you. Damn, but this girl, does she got to twerk all the time? Do we got to have, we already got 3 black people in the neighborhood, but do we got to have 5, 6? I mean, I like rap music, but do we got to hear it at a level 10 all the time? That's the liberal side. The conservative side says, hey, man, if you got integrity, if you got family values, we don't have no problem with you.
Right.
There's a standard. If you follow these standards, as long as you're not hurting nobody, man, come on over here. Come on over here. But there are those people that just be like, well, we don't want too many of them, though. We don't want too many black people. We don't want too many Hispanic people. We don't want too many Asian people. We'll deal with you. We'll do business with you. We'll be cordial with you. But there is a quota, and that's in each political party. See, Democrats are like, we want all the black votes, right? We want all the black people to come vote for us because we're not prejudiced, right? But what they don't tell you is we're not going to do, we're just using your votes to push our agenda of the people that are paying. The people that are paying to play, we got to make sure that we support that group 10 times. But we're going to tell these disenfranchised people that we're going to support you because we need your vote. We're going to accept you disenfranchised people. Why? Because you bring us more numbers and we need your vote. Now, I don't know how this is going to go over on YouTube, man. I don't know. I hope I don't get a strike. I hope I don't get banned. I'm speaking, we're getting into it, man. But I'm trying to unpack this thing, man, because Ye has opened up a can of worms. Ye pretty much took the pin out the grenade, dropped the bomb in the middle of Times Square, and then he flew to Dubai. That's what Ye did. He pretty much took the pin out the grenade, threw it, and said, let it do what it do, and then say, okay, now you decipher it. You figure out what's going on. He's trying to explain to us and be a leader. See, that's another thing I think Ye is transitioning from artist, entertainer, to leader and activist. He's trying to hold on to the artist and entertainer, but he's moving over into the leader and activist realm. And he said, it's just very alarming. Let me play another quick video before we go back to that video. But I want to play this video. I want to play some more shorts of Kanye real quick. Let me see if I can find the video here. If I play the wrong video, just bear with me.
Yo, I just got to tell you before I leave. I was talking to a friend of
What do you think of the film, Kanye?
I love it.
Yeah?
That's the only question you got?
Oh, no. Do you regret saying your comments about Jewish people this week as well? Is that something you triggered some controversy with your comments?
Do you think that the comment came just out of the blue? Or do you think there was a reason why I felt?
I presume there's a reason, so why you said what you said. Do you wish harm on Jewish people?
No way. But I do feel that in Hollywood, especially with black entertainers, I've had a lot of bad experiences. And if people use that anti-Semite idea to cover up bad business, to say, hey, if you call somebody out on bad business, that means you're being anti-Semitic. So I feel happy to have crossed the line of that idea so we can speak openly about, things like getting canceled from the bank. A lot of this stuff for me is the richest black man in American history that put $140 million in JP Morgan and never even had a chance to not even get deal flow. We'll speak at a different point.
Thank you, sir.
He was about to go in and give us that truth, but he started hearing, Kanye paranoid too, man. He started hearing things in the background, thinking, "Hey, man, they trying to get me, or it must not be meant for me to speak right now." But listen to what he just said right there. Now we all know that he's been, I think he's banned from or put on 24-hour lockdown from Instagram and Twitter, and for his anti-Semitic comments, for saying he's going to DEFCON 3 on the Jews, right? But
I don't know if I can speak on that. I have a lot to say, but I'm not even sure if I can even speak on that.
Man, you understand what I'm saying? We crossing the water today, so I'm a jump out there. I'll take the blow. Because there's a lot. There's a lot that I want to unpack, man. And this, like I said, I might have to take this video down, and it might have to be used on the Patreon, but. We're gonna see, Kanye's in a war, and we're gonna see if he can withstand. We're gonna see how strong, how capable, and how powerful he is. Because you don't take on the Jews, you don't take on the Hollywood Jews. You don't really mess with them. They kind of know how to keep you and put you in your place and things like that. But let me just say this: Kanye was right. What's wrong with him calling out bad business practices? And we all know that there's some bad business practices in Hollywood. Will we agree with that? Will we agree that artists and actors are not really being treated kind of like fairly what they should be? I think we can ask a lot of these artists with 360 deals. I think we can ask a lot of these artists who are signed to these big record labels that they're not really making. I think we can ask TLC. I think we can ask TLC if they made some good money. I think we can go back and ask every artist from back in the day to right now who signed with the record label that they've been taken advantage of. We got Master P going around auditing people's contracts and saying you're getting a bad deal. Let me get you out of that. We got what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Down there in Texas, another a record label guy telling people they got bad deals and helping them get out of bad deals and bad practices. And I think that's what
you're talking about. Yeah,
I think I can't think of his name right now, but I think that's what Kanye is shining light on. Kanye is saying, listen, man, certain people in this group are doing bad businesses, especially taking advantage of Black people and their ignorance of the law, ignorance of contracts, ignorance of the system and the way things go. They're taking advantage of that. And he's trying to say, hey, man, this is not right. This is not right. And I'm glad that I crossed the line, because he's saying he pretty much Kanye is saying, I'm about to take all the hits for you guys. I'm putting myself in the crossfire. I'm glad I crossed this line. So now they have to deal with me. And I'm going to go ahead.
I just hope that he does it. I would like to see him do it in a non-bipartisan way, because, I would like to see him do something like, okay, if you want to wear a Make America Great Again shirt, and because right now he's exhibiting a lot of things of the right-wing people. And I like the right-wing values and whatnot. I just don't like the bigotry of it. And I would like to see if he was going to wear, like how he wore the Make America Great Again hat. It'd be dope if he had like a not necessarily a Black Lives Matter shirt, but something, because, Black Lives Matter, it is controlled by another entity, and that's what I don't like about it. But have a shirt that's showing black activism with his "Make America Great Again." Wear two things. Wear two things that's going to say, hey, I'm pulling from the left and I'm pulling some stuff from the right, and we're going to go forward, with black people. I'm trying to think of my words carefully because, like, there's a lot. I don't want to get your show in trouble. So.
Man, you know what, man? I'm at this point, man. I'm just like, speak it. Let's go for it. We're already in the water, man. We're already in the water. We might as well get this unpacked and get this out the way, and so we can move on back to our regular daily program. But we got to talk about this, man, because a lot of people don't understand Ye and what he's doing. A lot of people don't understand what's really going on and what's really, there's they say new level, new devil, right?
Right.
And that's really what's going on. A lot of us don't understand the devils that Kanye are fighting and warring against on a daily basis.
Well, okay.
At the level he's at.
Since we can speak, then a lot of it is historical. We want to get fixated on the transatlantic slave trade and the slavery that happens in the United States, but we don't want to go back before that because America likes to throw around that term anti-Semitic, right? But the real anti-Semitic thing of America, and the ironic thing is that the real anti-Semitic thing is that there's so many Europeans claiming to be Jew that's most likely not, because and the fact that a black person can be called anti-Semitic when a black person is. A lot of black people are more Jewish than a lot of European people, because the same thing that happened in Africa, where you have a lot of Europeans saying that they're African, right? You go over to Africa, there's a lot of Europeans in Africa, right? A lot of French, right?
There's some French, yeah. There's some French in
Right.
Africa.
But we know that they're not from there, right? If we look historically, the same thing happened in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is right on the outskirts of Africa. All the black people historically has been kicked out of Jerusalem by surrounding nations, especially Europeans. Even Egypt got infiltrated by Europe a while ago. So I mean, like, a lot of those places got colonized, and so now, with the Catholic Church and with European things, all that stuff originated in Europe. It's part of the European conquest. And so now that's why you have a lot of people, a lot of European descent people saying, oh yeah, I'm Jew. But it's like, okay, nah, like you're like the person, you're like the European person in Africa calling himself African. You're not really African. You're not from here. You're
like the South African. You're like the European South African calling themselves South African when he's really Dutch and German.
Right. And so they're denying the black people their Jewish descent. And it's kind of funny. It's just ironic. Like, you got a lot of black people that's actually more Jewish that a lot of European people are saying, no, you're not Jewish. You can't say.
Look at the Ethiopian Jews. Look at the Ethiopian Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
And look how they're being treated.
Yeah, and there's many parts in Ethiopia that wasn't even touched by the transatlantic slave trade, right?
And look at the language of if you look at the language that Ethiopians speak and how they write out their languages, it's kind of parallel to what we see. It's kind of parallel to I'm going blank right now it's kind of the same structure, the same language as the Israelites, right? As Hebrew, as the Hebrew language, like Aleph, Bet, Dalet, Gimel, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Het, Tet, Yod, Kaf, Lamed, Nun, Zayin. That's kind of similar in sound and how they write it. Like if you read the Ethiopian language, it reads almost like a hieroglyph. It reads almost like Hebrew. It reads almost like Arabic, right? The way the letters are formed. So it's the same structure. It's the same what's the word I'm looking for? The same it's the same language. It's the same language that it's the same picture graph that we see in the Eastern culture.
Right. So why isn't that the face of the Jew in America? Why is the face of the Jew in America the European person that's been conquering all these nations? So
That's what that in there lies in why maybe white supremacy might be so important. Why colorism is so important, because in colorism you can exclude people. It's obvious.
right, and so and I think that's what Kanye, getting back to the subject, that's to bring it back.
That's exactly
That's
what
what
Kanye is doing.
I think that's what he's realizing. That's what he's getting into. But I want to know if he's actually going to use it to up the black community and start restoring things, or if he's being influenced by the people in power. Because I haven't really seen him wear controversial things. For black people, because when I see him wear like the "Make America Great Again," "White Lives Matter," blah blah blah, when I'm in public, the only people I see wearing things like that are the white supremacists. I mean, I was in the restaurant with my daughter, and some guy had some "Gun Lives Matter" or something, something, some mockery type shirt, and I see all those on the white supremacist type people, or the Trumpers, the left leaners, I mean the right leaners. I'm not seeing Kanye wear too many things of the not even of left, but just of black activism. So I just kind of want to see that as well. Wear both. Wear both, so we could see that you're bringing both sides and not picking a side. So that's kind of where my grain of salt is with it.
I feel like Kanye doesn't have a wolf pack.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Kanye doesn't have a solid base. He has fans, people that are going to say yes, people that are going to love him no matter what he does. But he doesn't have a base that says, "Hey man, you're not on code," or a base that says, "Hey man, this is what we're pushing for, and we need you to speak to this specifically." You know what I'm saying? He has peers. But I believe most of his peers are not black. Most of his peers are white.
Peers are fans, and because I mean, you see a lot of black people saying, "Oh, I jammed that Kanye," right? But the truth of the matter is, like, cause my dad was a band member of Rolls Royce. Like he did the entertainment industry. I used to do security for concerts, and one thing I found out, a lot of these hip hop concerts, you'll look out in the crowd, it'll be like nothing but white people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so if your actual fans that's showing up in public is nothing but white people, and then the people you're around, because there's
nothing
not
but white people,
black billionaire, yeah, it's nothing but white people. So
yeah,
that's his wolf pack. Honestly,
he needs Kanye. You need a strong black base. That's what you need, Kanye. You need a strong black base. Someone who can protect you when you go out there and do things like this. Because, see, here's the thing. When Kanye speaks, who's defending Kanye right now? White people.
The wrong white people, though.
Black people are not defending Kanye. I see a lot of black people cussing that nigga out. Like, "Hey man, you Sambo, you this, you that, man, you sell out." I see a lot of people on Facebook, on Twitter, talking mess about this brother. Like he's mentally ill, just trying to write him off. Basically trying to write Kanye off like they know Kanye already. And I don't see that. In my mind, I still believe Kanye is brilliant.
Yeah, people are just as hypocritical though, because if you don't like Kanye because you're a Democrat, or you don't like Kanye because you're left leaning, then you're just as hypocritical as Kanye is. Like all the people that tell me that they don't like Kanye, I want to know why. You know what I mean? If it's just because that's what the left told you not to like, I can't rock with you. But if you could come with something intellectual that's not bipartisan, then that's why I want to really know. Because what's the difference between Kanye West leaning too far right and a black person that's controlled by the left leaning too far left? What's the difference? They're both being controlled by the
They're
same.
both being controlled by the same entity, really. Because I think the Democrats and Republicans are some way together, even though they stand on opposing sides. But it's this war between conservative and liberal. It's a war between standards and looseness, right? It's a war between masculinity and femininity, because that's how I look at the Democratic Party. They're more of the feminine, they're more of the matriarch. They're not really down with the patriarch. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they're a patriarchal structure, but it seems like they're trying to promote matriarch more than patriarch. And it seems like the Republican side, they're definitely down with the patriarch. They're definitely, but here's another thing I found out, that it's people on the right who are supporting the trans movement. Did you know that? That it's people that, matter of fact, the one, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, one of the two biggest benefactors to the trans movement are Republican, are right wing. So that's the hidden thing that we don't understand. It's like, yeah, we see the Democrats pushing it, taking the face of it, but then you don't realize that it's also the Republicans silently funding it too. They're just not telling you. They're just not talking about it.
Well, yeah, they don't talk about that. There's a lot of racism within the LGBTQIA as well. Like, there's a lot of racist people in the LGBTQIA that don't like black people. They're like, oh yeah, I'm LGBTQIA, I'm whichever letter in there, but I don't like black people. You know, and one thing that we really need to realize that we need to break away from the bipartisan system is that we're bickering back and forth, but it's two sides to the same coin, because all of them, whether they're rich and Republican or rich and or Democrat, they own stock in something, and our bickering is a battery for their stock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, people want to say, oh, I want to support the LGBTQIA. I want to support trans, right? But not realizing that, okay, I think I'm supporting trans, right? But really, I'm supporting the pharmaceutical industry, because the trans people collectively brings in billions of dollars to the pharmaceutical industry, right? So that's why they want you to bicker, because it's like, okay, yeah, it's be trans, because that's going to boost my stock, or even with the COVID thing and whatnot. It doesn't matter if the facts are straight or not. We need everybody to buy these masks and whatnot, because we made this $1 billion deal with China in stocks. And if you guys do not buy our mask and buy our products, and we don't make money out the front or the back end, we need you to be a battery for our stocks. So I think people need to look at that and break away from the bipartisan system, because it's not necessarily about people. It's about stock you're boosting. The next time you want to get into a movement, look who, left or right movement, look who owns the stock in that movement. It's not going to be a black person. It's going to be somebody for a black person. It's going to be a rich politician that's trying to boost money for their family.
So let me ask you this question, man. Off topic. Since we're on the topic, since we're already out there, we already, I don't know if my channel is going to be up tomorrow, but we're gonna, we out there now. So let me ask you this, man. How do you feel about reparations?
I'm I'm one of those people that's pro reparations, but with an asterisk, because a lot of our black people aren't healed yet, right? So because when I used to do homeless ministry and outreach ministry, right? You know, there was a brother that said, you know, hey, I wish I can give $1 million to each one of these homeless people out here. You know, and we know a lot of them is homeless because of systematic things like drugs, military PTSD, not being able to afford rent, blah blah blah, right? And so they told me, they said, I wish I can give $1 million to each person out here. And I said, why? Because it would help them. And I said, I don't think you understand. I said, if you go give $1 million to that person over there with that pipe over there, in a couple of weeks, I bet you that person will be broke. They don't need $1 million right
or
now.
dead because they're going to overdose, right?
Right. And with reparations, we have to watch out because how that could be used as a tool to make blacks look like a fool, because they'll be like, all right, well, we're going to give blacks reparations, right? Then they're going to find the most dumbest, irresponsible black person and put them on TV and say, hey, this is what black people are doing with reparations. You know, like, but that doesn't mean I'm against reparations. I'm for reparations, because if we could have white supremacy take so much from us, we don't even know the amount of patents that was stolen from us. We don't even know the amount of businesses and buildings that there's whole towns that are underneath lakes. A lot of these beachfront properties, go look at the history of a lot of these beachfront properties. A lot of these beachfront properties were black owned, but they legally and by paying off the police ran these people out of owning their beachfront properties, right? So it's like, legally, even whether you think you're for reparations or not, right? If we get into legally, if you get something taken away from you legally, right? The law is to restore you and make you whole, right? We can't even measure what's been taken from black people legally. So
here's my thing is this. Do you believe in life insurance?
Life insurance? Yeah.
That's how I look at reparations. Reparations is life insurance owed to us that wasn't paid.
Right.
That's how I look at reparations. Reparations is to create life insurance is a way of passing down wealth from one generation to the next. Life insurance is a way to secure your wealth and build up your family through generations to come. That's how I look at reparations. Reparation is life insurance for the slaves owed to its descendants.
Right.
If you believe in life insurance, you have to believe in reparations. Every other group in America, every other group in the world has received their reparations. It's time for black people to receive theirs. And here's my take. I don't care about the $1 million homeless person that's gonna squander the money. What I care about and what they should care about and what they should think about is there's no more excuses now.
Right.
That's what I want. I don't want to be a victim anymore. I don't want to have a victim mentality. I don't want to see my people responding like they are a victim of white supremacy. I don't want that. I want them to say, look, man, we gave you your reparations. There's no excuse now for you not to do something good with that money that you got. To pull yourself up out of poverty. Now, if you go buy a Lamborghini, if you go spend it on some crazy stuff like that, and then your Lamborghini ends up on box tires later on down the line, that's on you. That's on you. And you're right. A lot of our people are in disrepair. A lot of people probably will squander that money. But There'll be no more excuse for race. There'll be no more excuse for victim mentality. I'm not saying racism is going to end because they give us reparations, right? But I will say the stigma of pull yourself up by your bootstraps will have to go away. There'll be no excuse. Now, the good and the bad, you're right. It can make us look bad if we squander that money. If majority of people squander that money and they end up dirt poor, back in the same predicament that they were in. You're right. So maybe that's something that we got to come together as a collective group saying, listen, man, we can't allow see, this is how, we talked about the Jews and anti-Semitism, but let's talk about the respect that the Jews have and how people respect the Jews for what they're doing and what they are accomplishing. To be such a small group. See, there's a difference between a color and a people. A group, right? And a civilization. There's a difference. The Jews are a group. They are a collective people who share the same religion, share the same, somewhat of the same values. They share the same culture. So when they were attacked in the 1920s, right? When they were attacked in the night, because we understand that the Jews were treated just like the blacks because they were living in ghettos when they first came to America. When they first came to the U.S., they were living in the ghetto. That's where you get the name ghetto from. They were looked down upon because they were living in the poorest and the destitute of places. They come from the ghetto. And people people openly talked about Jews, openly put them down, openly called them names. And they were able to pull themselves up as a collective people and gain infrastructure, gain power, right? They were able to bring their base. They have a base. See, the Jews have a base, a very strong base. So strong that if you say anything negative, it's like they have their own anti-hate crime bill. The Jews have their own anti-hate crime bill. It's called anti-Semitism, right? They fling that word out. If anybody comes attacking them, you're going to get shut down. They have the money. They have the infrastructure in place, right? They have the influence. They have the media at their disposal. Whenever they want to shun you publicly, they can. Whenever they want to shame you publicly, they can. Whenever they want to cancel you publicly, they can. So you're not going to like that if you're on the receiving end of what they're doing. No one's going to like that, but we got to respect it. You got to really. Now, let me bring this back to Kanye. Bring it back down to the topic of Kanye and White Lives Matter. We are going to see I believe Ye is a black activism. He's just not the activism that we would think that we're used to seeing. He's not a Brother Hotep. He's not a Dr. Umar Johnson. He's not a Tariq Nasheed. He's a different type of black activism. He's like, fuck y'all, I'm doing my own thing, right? Y'all didn't like me in college. Y'all didn't like me in school, because I was the awkward guy, the awkward artsy guy in high school, right? I was getting bullied, going to these public schools in Chicago, right? That my mom that my mom took me. I have to deal with the fact that my mom took me away from my dad. So he's dealing with so many things, man. So he was the guy that nobody liked in high school. Why can't say they didn't like him? I'm not going to say they didn't like him. I'm just going to say he's the guy that they didn't expect or want to be to where he's at, but he is. You see how he speaks. You watch how he doesn't speak very, it doesn't speak like he's very articulate, right? But he doesn't speak with the confidence. He doesn't, he stutters a lot. He mumbles a lot. He gets 5 to 6 ideas and mesh them up into one a lot. So he's not the guy, what I believe Kanye needs. Kanye is, to me, he's like a a lot of his followers believe he's a prophet, right? A lot of his followers, a lot of his fans believe he's a prophet. I'm not going to say he's not a prophet. I'm going to say he's a Moses type. I'm going to put him up there with Moses. He needs an Aaron. Moses spoke with a stutter, right? Moses could not even speak Hebrew properly because he grew up speaking Egyptian. Moses had an accent that everybody, that a lot of people wasn't feeling, right? You know, when we hear Kanye, he sounds white, right? So a lot of black people don't want to necessarily identify with that, right? But Kanye needs a spokesperson. Kanye, if you're listening, call me up, man. I'll be your spokesperson, man. I will interpret what you're trying to say to the public so they can actually get it. But that's what he needs. He needs an Aaron. He needs someone that's going to speak on his behalf. He has the ideas, he has the money, he has the billionaire, he has the influence. But he needs a writer like Obama had. He needs someone that understands messaging just like him and how to package it and give it out to the masses. See, Kanye operates a lot on feeling and gut and instinct. It's not necessarily timely.
Did that come from his dad being gone?
Yeah. I mean, he you know, he's learning masculinity. He didn't grow up with it. So he's taking on, you know, he's talking more with his dad, especially now that his mom is gone. You know, it's unsettling that his mom passed away trying to get bigger boobs. Imagine dealing with it. Imagine, you know, that's just put one of us in his situation. Imagine realizing that your mom was never really happy with herself. That she thought she needed to go get at what, 40, 60 years old? How old was his mom? 60 years old with getting a boob job?
Yeah.
And you're the son paying for it? Right? Imagine the psychologicalness in that, dealing with that. Like, you're my mom, but you're trying to still be out here.
But not only that, it's like, man, you know, having a feeling like I contributed towards killing my mom, and then thinking about, you know,
he's probably feeling like he should have stood up and said, "No, Mom, I don't think you should get this," instead of just being, "Okay, Mom, I'll pay for this for you."
But that's why I think he understands influence, because boob jobs are something that's left and right. You see Republicans and Democrats getting boob jobs. Why? Because it supports somebody's stock. Right? And so, you know, I think he's understanding these entities, like giving into these entities, you know, because it's like, man, you know, the influence made my mom want to get this boob job. I mean, everybody's accountable for their own actions, but you know, influence goes a long way. You know, why are people putting on these eyelashes, these big old fan eyelashes? Why do people go with all these trends? You know, who's the real slave master? And that's why I think Kanye's starting to understand the slave master thing on both ends.
I think he does. You know, Kanye said you're not free unless you're a billionaire. And we're going to see how free you really are, brother, because you went out and you said some things. You got on a White Lives Matter shirt on. You made a text about DEFCON 3 referring to the Jews. You know, we are going to see. You even got Michael Rappaport coming out of it with his old ass coming out talking about, nigga, what did you say? Kanye, you F-boy. You know, we got Michael. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up Michael Rappaport real quick. Give me 1 second here.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
Wait, where's Kanye's reparations shirt?
Exactly. That's what I want to see. I don't know if Kanye believes in reparations. I don't know if Kanye believes in reparations.
Well, a lot of his right-wing friends don't, and that's the problem.
That is the problem. I don't know that Kanye, but see, Kanye, let me tell you what Kanye needs to do. You know, he's talking to people like Ice Cube, which is good, but I think Kanye needs to get around a lot. Kanye needs to get around some brothers, man. Kanye needs to get with Tariq Nasheed. Kanye needs to start getting on code with getting on code with black people and understanding, you know, the lingo and the talk of black people, you know. I think he's just he's on that island by himself and it's dangerous. You know, he's dealing with all these, you know, top exec people with money, people with real power and real influence. I think he needs to surround some thorough brothers around him, man. I think that's what's going to get him on track. I think you know, yeah, I just think he needs to not have so much. He needs to stop thinking that he's the only smartest person in the room. He needs to stop going into rooms where he's the only smartest person in the room. How about that? Does that make sense?
The key word that you said was island. People go crazy on the island, right? And then when you're on the island, you got to watch out who rescues you, because if the wrong person rescues you on the island, then normally that's who people go with, and that's a sad thing.
Let me bring this up. It's probably gonna come when I type in his name here, Michael Rappaport. Let's see. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be too long, but we're gonna bring this up. We're gonna try to watch a little bit of this. So let me stop sharing that. My computer is acting up right now.
Is it overheating?
All right. It must be. You know, these androids, man, you know how they be acting, man. Let me go right here. Share screen. Bring it up here. Michael Rappaport, that's gone 3. And I like this dude. I like Michael Rappaport, man. He's a good actor, man. You know, Remy from Higher Learning, right? Now, hold on. Now he said, you know, he believes like you a little bit. Kanye believes like you a little bit. You know, that black people are you know, a lot of black people kind of take on this sentiment, especially the black people in America. We kind of take on that 400 years of slavery as equivalent to, you know, the Israelites in Egypt, right? We kind of look at a lot of ourselves as the lost tribe of Israel, right? The 13th tribe or whatever they want to call it, right? Well, you know, if we talk to a lot of the Hebrew Israelites here, the black ones, right? If you ask them, they believe that they are Semitic, right? They wear the little purple robe. They go out there preaching, you know. I remember I heard about, you know, when I did my research on cumbrellas, you know, they were one of the first people I heard talking about the cumbrellas, right? They also believe in separating themselves from other black people and other people who don't agree with their ideology. So, you know, Kanye, you know, he might be being influenced by the Hebrew Israelites because he believes that the black people here in America are Israelites. Now, I don't necessarily share that view. I got a private. Let me see what this private chat is. Oh, that's from you. We should. Why don't we do a part of that says the community what we should pull from each side? Yeah, we should. We should. We should. I don't know if we have time, but we can do it another time. We definitely can do it. Walter, let me know, man. You know, just so everybody knows, man, Walter is coming on as a co-host, man. He's going to be joining me at least, you know, if not every night, at least once or two nights a week on the show. But I want you to feel free, man, to come up with your own topics, the own things that you want to discuss, and put it together, and let's unpack it and bring it out here. You know, I also want you to design and make content for the Patreon too. So there might be some things that we can't necessarily talk about on YouTube that we might be able to talk about on Rumble or which is another platform that I'm on, Rumble and the Patreon. and let's unpack it, man, because there's so many things. There's so many things that that I want to talk about, and get your expertise, and I love the way you articulate your words, and it's just good. It's just good for the broadcast. It's good for the community. I think a lot of men are learning and they're growing, and my audience loves you, man. And it is what it is. My audience,
Hey, much
talk,
love to you and the
they talk
audience
about
as
you all the
well.
time. Yeah, they talk about you all the time. They're like, Walter, man, that guy Walter. I like Walter. So, but Michael Rappaport, man, he's a fun. Like I like the dude. I like Michael Rappaport, man. I like him, man. He's funny. He's an actor. He's a good actor. But I don't know, man. It just seems to me. It seems like Kanye is out on this island, and he's sacrificing himself. Kanye is sacrificing himself. He's sacrificing his career. He's sacrificing his money. And I think that he's doing all that in a way to prove that God is with him. He's putting him in situations to where he doesn't have a base that can support or help him. I just believe that Kanye is not a Bible scholar. Okay. I don't know, obviously I don't know. Maybe he reads the Bible, but I don't think he's read the whole Bible. And maybe his memory is off if he did. But there's a lot of things that he lives contrary to. But I commend this brother for walking the way he's walking. For lack of a better word, I commend this brother for walking the way he's walking and doing the things he's doing. I just believe that Kanye needs, he's putting himself in these situations. First of all, he got the money to overcome it, right? He's a billionaire. Even if they do cancel him, he'll still be able to live comfortably for the rest of his life. He doesn't have to worry about anything. But can they cancel Ye? That's the question I want to ask you. Can they cancel Ye? Can Ye be canceled?
I don't really think so, but I think that's part of strategy because same thing with Trump. Remember, we caught Trump a long time ago saying that he's going to take over the Republican side of it and run for Republican office because of how their culture is. You can't really cancel Republicans like that. They got their own outlets, right? So I think it's a bold move for Kanye to be kind of within that right wing like that because a lot of them are rich and they're like, hey, you get canceled, Kanye, we've always got a platform for you. You know what I mean? So
but see, I think Kanye thinks he is the platform. I think Kanye thinks that wherever I think Kanye thinks kind of like Andrew Tate. They just banned Andrew Tate from Twitter, right? All these other spots, right? But you know where Andrew Tate is popping up on? Rumble.
Right.
You know where Andrew Tate's popping up on? These right-wing platforms now.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, that's how tight-knit that community is. If you're for them. So it's a brilliant strategy, but like you said, we don't know what Kanye's up to. At the end of the day, while we're trying to figure out what Kanye has going on, we still got our end of the manosphere to uphold. And so, that's why I gave that idea of, maybe doing a part two and saying, what we need to take from both sides to make something that's going to help the manosphere and our own community, because real men don't sit around waiting for another man to make a move. You know what I mean? So, while we're trying to see what Kanye about to do, there's a lot of things that we can do for our community, a lot of education that we can give our community and the manosphere.
Right. And just to bring it back home, the title is called The Power of Ye, right? I think we're going to find out what kind of power Ye really has. I think we've been seeing him, like I said, test his power, test his strength, right? Test his influence. I think that's what we're seeing. And I think we're getting, I honestly think that, you hear Ye talking about, there's a green light on anybody wearing White Lives Matter shirt, right? He's saying, well, green light me. Green light. If you're gonna green light somebody, green light me because I started this. I started this shit, right? I don't know, man. I think Ye is trying to be a martyr, man. I think Ye is trying to be a type of a Christ, right? I think he's starting to believe in himself to the point where he thinks that he can take on America, take on the systematic racism and structure of it by himself, right? By himself and win. I don't know if that's a good strategy. I don't know if how that's I'll tell you this. Ye is Ye is not biting his tongue. Ye is gonna say what Ye is gonna say, and that's his brand. He's built himself to be that brand where everybody expects it. They expect him to say something crazy, right? They expect him to say something like George Bush doesn't like black people. They expect him to say things like they expect him to jump on stage and say, hey, Beyonce had the best video of the year. They expect him to do stuff like that, man. I think he's using that to build to build up this other platform because like I said, he's thinking about running in 2024. If he really does run, I don't know. Here's what I can tell you. Ye is not the presidential type. He's not. He's not the guy you want to run your country. Okay, because if Ye ran America, everybody from the poorest person be wearing Prada sandals, right? Yeezys, the airport would look like a hip hop lounge. You know what I'm saying? If Ye was really running this, probably if Ye was a dictator, this country would be crazy. That's all I'm gonna tell you. This country would be crazy. But to say that Ye is really mentally ill, I think that's far-fetched. I don't think he's mentally ill. To say Ye is socially awkward, I would say that's more what's going on. That's why I say he needs an Aaron. He needs someone who knows how to speak to the people on his behalf. He can tell Aaron what to say, but Aaron will explain it in the way where the people will understand and get it. So, Kanye, I'm putting out my my resume. I'm putting out my dibs, right? I'm getting first dibs. When you're looking for that Aaron, that mouthpiece, man, don't forget about your boy. You know what I'm saying? Besides, man, I went to school with one of your cousins, man. I went to school with your cousin, brother. Ricky Anderson, man. Holla at your boy, man. Give me a holla out, man. I'll be your Aaron. Let me be your mouthpiece. You know what I'm saying? Let me speak. Ye said. If you want to be, if you want that godly, it says that God said, let me be your spokesman. Ye said this. Ye said that. Let me do that for you, man. But let me do it in a way where the people can understand what you mean, man. Because I see what you're doing. Ye, I really see. Ye, I believe in you. Ye, I believe that you're trying to do the right thing, and I'm trusting in that more than anything. No matter what crazy thing I may hear about, I don't necessarily prescribe to the mental illness part. I prescribe to Ye being Ye. And I just want to help you clean up your image a little bit, my brother, because we don't want people thinking that you're a joke when you speak. We want people to take you seriously. We want people to be on code and move appropriately because some of these things you're speaking a lot of truth, but it's all over the place. And I think that's the problem with Ye. It's just all over the place. I think we can see that if we watch his interview, you can see how he's just all over the place just with the answers. Now, I didn't get a chance to go through the whole interview. I showed you a few clips here that I got. We really kind of went over time, but we did do this justice. Walter, give us some final words, and then I'm going to kind of close this out here. But give us some final words on Kanye, his approach, the white lives, bring back in the White Lives Matter, and then talk about your action points, what you would have done or what you would do after this whole thing, if that makes sense.
What, in response to Kanye, what I would do?
Yeah, like how would you have done it? How would you have?
If I was Kanye.
Yeah, if you were Kanye, correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and after that, I'm gonna sign off and listen to your ending because I got to go get the bag too. I got to get ready for work.
Man, I gotta get out of here, man. I'm late.
But yeah, I think Kanye's just on his journey, and just because he's in the public eye, everybody's seeing his journey. I'm interested to see how his journey is going to go. We like to judge people and celebrities in the midst of their journey, like they've already arrived somewhere, not realizing that we're just seeing their journey and seeing them work it out. We need to stop judging people that's in the middle of their journey and actually see where they're at in their journey and hope for the best for them. And I see Kanye's kind of suffering from information overload because we take a time and period of information, right? But there's a difference between, and this is what Kanye needs to realize too, so he can bring it on home. There's a difference between information and facts. Saying that Moxie's hair is blue, that's just information, right? But facts is something else, And so we live in a time where people play around with information. Even statistics are being used as a magic trick. So what I would do, is try to find the real facts of what's going on. Try to understand that every human being is capable of a human reaction. That means every human being is capable of lying. Every human being is capable of telling the truth. So it's up to each man. I would pull the facts out of each side and make it my own for my own community and get rid of the people using and break away from the people using us as a battery for their stocks. For their stocks and entities. So that's what I would do. I would pull from both sides and make something that's non-bipartisan, and I would create a circle, the correct circle that I would need around me. People like what we have here, like Moxie. People like whoever you need as a circle, whoever you need as an Aaron. Like you said, have an Aaron. But in this day and time, we actually need like 2 or 3 now because there's so many entities coming at somebody. So that's what I would do if I was him. And don't be afraid to step out on it. Don't be afraid to be different from the bipartisan.
There you go. There you go. Hey, Walt, man, we appreciate you on the show. I know you got to go. I'm going to go ahead and give the final remarks. I'll let you go down and do what you got to do, man. But we appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So my thing is this, right, as we're about to close this thing out. I'm trying to get my words together here to kind of get where we need to go here. But my thing is this. Why are people mad? What are the deeper implications here? Is Ye's statement common knowledge or new to fans and outsiders? The popularity and reach of Ye, why his actions matter, Who will follow suit? What would this say about American culture? All these things, right? Here's my way to sum it up on Ye. The verdict is not out. He still has much more life to live. He's only in his 40s. Okay, this man still has a lot of growth left. He may not fully, Walter said it correctly. He has information overload, and that's what it comes out. He babbles a lot. He has so much information that he can't channel it. He can't channel it in the direction that he wants it to, because he's kind of all over the place. He's kind of all over the place. So it's very difficult to really, if you're not a fan or a follower of Ye, it's very difficult to understand how he moves, especially if you're on the outside looking in, especially if you're new to what's going on. The power of Ye. The power of Ye, we're going to find out. We're going to find out how much power Ye has, because he's taken on an entity as a single human being by himself. He's taken on a group of people, and I don't think, and here's my personal opinion. I don't believe he's malicious. I believe he's coming from a place of justice. I believe he's coming from a place of righteousness, what is right and what is wrong. He's coming from a place of, I just want things to be fair. I think he's calling out. I think just how when the interviewer asked him about his comments referring to the Jewish community, I think he was saying, "Hey man, I don't wish death on no one. I just want to speak facts and speak truth. And there's a way that that certain people in that community does business, and it's not fair to it's predatorial even towards Black people." And I think he's shining a light on that. I think his White Lives Matter shirt is really shining a light on Black Lives Matter. He's stating the obvious, right? Because it's obvious that white lives matter. How do we know it's obvious? Look at white privilege. Look at how they treat white people versus how they treat other people in the community. I think we know that white lives matter. I don't think there's anything wrong with him wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. I don't think we should be out here trying to greenlight people for wearing a white life. Heck, I might even put on a White Lives Matter shirt. You gonna greenlight me? I don't know. Has it gone that far that people can't express themselves? If one person could put on Black Lives Matter, we should be able to put on also White Lives Matter. We should be able to wear a shirt that says All Lives Matter. Because in retrospect, they do. Or they're at least supposed to. But I think Ye just is using this moment to build his brand some more, to bring attention to the ideas, right? That he wants to be out there in the public. Ye is almost dictating our talking points, because look at us, right? We're we as YouTubers and other people, we're reporting on this. We're talking about Ye. Listen, I'm a Manosphere channel. I talk about relationships. I'm now talking about Ye. And the reason why I brought this to my channel is really because I wanted to actually just kind of tailor the resemblance of, narcissistic mothers and how Ye was actually realizing that he has dealt with a narcissistic mother, that he was being raised by a narcissistic mother, right? That he was dealing with feminism in his life. Does that make sense? He realized that he was taken from his dad, right? He had an opportunity to be raised and grow up around a man that he calls brilliant, right? He grew up having an estranged relationship with his father because of his mother. And now he's risen to a billionaire status. And now he has the time to unpack these things, to unpack his trauma, right? You know, I wanted to get into some of the things that he was talking about with the Kardashians and their connection to the Clintons. You know, that was, but we didn't have time for that today. I don't know if we're going to do another talk about this. We might do a part 2 of this. We might do a part 2 of this. Matter of fact, if you guys want me to do a part 2 of this, leave me a comment, send me a message, and I'll do a part 2 if you guys want that. If not, I'll just move on and we'll continue with our regular scheduled program, talking about modern women, talking about relationships, talking about traveling abroad, talking about vetting women, vetting wives, things like that. We'll stay on topic, man. We'll talk about, you know, so we'll get on some more self-help topics about, you know, motivating man, you know, masculinity, things like that. But I wanted y'all to see this in real time here. I want y'all to see, you know, that even a billionaire has problems. Even a billionaire has problems. Even billionaires can be unhappy. And I want you to see that this brother Ye is in a battle. He's battling. Not only is he battling mental health, right? And I'm not saying the brother's mentally ill, but we all battle our own mental health, right? He's battling that. He's battling the way the world is and the way the world is perceived. He's battling that. He's battling other billionaires for dominancing of power and resources. He's actually in the hunt for resources. He's there. He's battling with other billionaires, right? He's in so many wars. So I just want to bring that to the channel. To recap everything again, it's obvious that white lives matter. So what are we going to do about black lives? How are we going to make it obvious that black lives matter? Because I think that's the message that Ye and Candace Owens was trying to portray. How are we going to make it obvious that black lives matter? It's obvious that white lives matter. But how are we going to make it obvious that that black lives matter also? We as black people, Foundation of Black Americans, black people in the diaspora all over the world, what are you going to do to show that black lives matter? That's what the real messaging is about. How are you going to combat white lives matter and show people that black lives matter? I don't think you do that with violence. I think you do that with community, with culture, with ideology, with a strong foundation. Where is the strong foundation for black people? We see that the world is ruled by codes and people who stay on code. We see other ethnic groups, they're codified and they stay on code. When are we as Black Americans going to get on code? When are we as Black people going to get on code and stay on code? When are we going to adopt ideologies and statements, right? And laws and statutes that we uphold? When are we going to uphold the code? When are we going to follow the code and let the code be the law? When are we going to start doing business, real business, with other people in our group? When are we going to stop murdering, killing, robbing, looting each other? When are we stop going to be committing crimes against each other? When are we going to make it a crime to kill another black man? When are we as black people going to stop harming each other, stop hating on each other? When are we going to come together and start loving and respecting each other? And here's the thing, it's not even about love. When are we going to start respecting black people, period? Because you can love me and still harm me. But when are we going to respect each other? That's what it comes down to. When are black women, modern women, going to start respecting black men? When are we going to do that? And I think that's what it comes down to. So instead of us thinking Ye is crazy, you know, I think it's crazy that he wrote out DEFCON 3, right? I think that was pretty crazy, right? But I think we need to surround Ye. I think we need to protect Ye. I think we need to somehow get some somehow somebody got to get into that brother's circle, man. One of us got to get into Ye's circle and say, hey, Ye, and talk some sense into him, man, to a certain point. I mean, it's hard to talk sense into a billionaire. You know, it's hard to tell a billionaire what to do, what to think, or how to, you know, it's hard to give advice to a billionaire because they're a freaking billionaire, right? It's very difficult. Very difficult to give advice to someone who thinks so highly of themselves and think they're right and you don't know what you're talking about. But we're watching this thing play out in real time. You know, we're gonna see. We're gonna see our brother Kanye. We're gonna see him either rise to the top or fall to the bottom. We're gonna see him either quadruple or triple his wealth, or we're gonna see his business deals dry up and him lose money. You know, we're gonna see, man, because he's definitely gone after a community that is strong and that is protected by. He's gone after a community that's protected by our own government, and I think is, you know, I don't know if that was smart. I don't know if that was smart, but I'm not Kanye. I don't have Kanye's money. I don't think like Kanye. Kanye may know what he's doing. He may know what he's doing. I hope that brother knows what he's doing. I hope that we're the ones that just don't know what's going on, but he knows. As long as you know Kanye, I'm okay with that. As long as you know what you're doing, we may not figure it out yet. We may be too slow. We may not be as brilliant as you are. I don't know, to figure out what's going on. And I'm being facetious, right? I'm just being facetious, right? But I just hope the brother knows what he's doing. I hope so, because you're in a fight and you're on an island by yourself. And I hope that you're studying Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and all that stuff. I'm sure you read the book. I'm sure you have. I don't know. I'm sure. I'm going to assume and hope, because there's a lot of strategy and politics in the arena that you're in. And I just want to wish my brother Kanye well, man. I really do. I want to wish him well. I really do. I wish the brother well. I want to, I want to pray for the brother. I want to make sure that he's okay and he got the right people around him. I'm glad he I'm glad he's gotten away from the Kardashians. I'm glad he's taken this time to separate himself, but this might be what he needs. But now I also want him to come back to the fold, man. I want him to talk to some thorough brothers, man. I wish people like, I wish y'all can get a hold of this brother, man. All you brother hoteps and conscious brothers out there, I'm sure Kanye's had many conversations with people like Rizza Islam and and people like that. But I want thorough brothers around this guy at all times, man. I don't want him dealing too much with the right wing, and I definitely don't want him going back into the realm of the liberals, right? I want some real thorough type dudes that he can trust around Kanye. All right, you guys. With that being said, man, this is the Too Much Moxie podcast, right? I am your humble host. And we are out. Peace.
Yeah, I feel like I joined the choir. Shit, I should go